Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for watching us on channel 347 and also live stream www.hilal.tv. As we do on a Friday, we chat about things that you and your family could go and see, view, attend. And one of the things we always like to bring on to What's On is maybe some theatre productions. And there's one one special one that's happening this coming month at the Baxter Theatre. It's called The Good Dad, or the Goeie Pa in Afrikaans. And we have on the line the producer and I think the lead actress, Erika Marais. Erika, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Lukman, and thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. And it's Erika's birthday. So from all of us at Hilaal TV, we wish you a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So, Erika, for those that don't know too much about your background, do you come from a theatre environment? Did you stumble on it? Tell us a bit more.
Yes, I do. I studied drama at the University of Pretoria quite long ago.
Okay.
And I've been doing educational theatre, children's theatre, and also theatre shows. The past 5 years, I've really been doing one-woman shows. So, yeah, I am an actress.
Brilliant. Okay, so tell us, how did you get into? I mean, was it a passion? Do you come from a family that that acts and does theatre or things like that? How did you get into the industry?
Well, I think ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved to perform. My mom is quite musical, but I remember even as a child, December holidays, Christmas holidays, we'd always gather up all the cousins and we would rehearse a little concert for the family. So I've always loved to just perform, and I've always wanted to study drama and do acting.
Oh gosh.
And tell stories.
I need to come and look at some of those old videos and photographs as well, because I'm sure it's a lovely laugh going down memory lane when you look at all those wonderful memories. Your previous productions, or over the years, you said you've done children's theatre as well. What are some of the productions that you'd like to tell our audience about?
Well, I'm very proud of another production that I did not very long ago called The Unlikely Secret Agent, which I also produced in COVID. It's a story. It narrates the history of our struggle, actually. So it's based on a book by Ronnie Casrils, who wrote a story about his wife Eleanor Casrils in the 1960s in Durban, and we've set that on stage with 5 actors, and it's done so incredibly well, and I'm really proud of that because it's sort of part of our history as well, and it narrates the struggle of apartheid. So that's one of the things that I'm really proud of. And we got nominated for 8 Fleur Cup nominations for that.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Well, it's always nice to hear our local producers, actors, actresses really shining on the world stage at the moment. We in South Africa, it's just, we've had one of the local musicians just walk away with the Grammy recently as well. So we're really excited when we speak to somebody of your caliber, flying the South African flag as well. What are some of the other productions that you get up to, Erika?
And then I've also done a one-woman show called Jam Every Other Day, which is a story about a woman who had 6 children, also in the 1960s, and lived in the forests of Knysna. So that was a lovely family story, and that's a one-woman show, and that was actually my first one-woman show. And I think I've sort of become hooked on the one-woman shows, and hence now I'm doing The Good Dad and Die Goeie Pa, which is also another one-woman production. But I've stayed in Pretoria for a long time, and that's why I did the children's theatre, going to the townships with Mamelodi, and we have a theatre and children's theatre and clowning there for the kids as well.
How do you come up with these concepts? I mean, surely having a creative mind is one thing, writing the script and putting it on stage or into a production. What's the thought process like?
Well, for me, I sort of really like to tell people's stories. So what really draws me is when I read a book, usually, so it's not always my own ideas, but when I read a book and it grabs me, like Eleanor Casrils' story or Jam Every Other Day, or and for the children's theatre as well, it's sort of issues that kids maybe struggle with, and that really just inspires me to then write little skits for the kids. But true stories is normally the thing that really speaks to me. So The Good Dad that I'm performing now is also based on a true story that happened in England.
I see.
In the 1980s. So that's really what inspires me, is people's stories.
Okay, so it's playing at the Baxter right now. Has it started, or is it about to start?
It starts on Tuesday, the 13th of February. So we're opening next week, and it will run for 2 weeks. The first week, it's in English. We'll do The Good Dad for the first week from the 13th to the 18th of Feb. And then the following week, I'll be doing it in Afrikaans, Die Goeie Pa, from 20 to 24 February.
Okay, so tell us about this production. Like you said, you like to tell about true stories. How did you come up with this work? And take us through, without revealing too much, because we'd like our audience to come and watch the play. So without revealing too much, tell us about, a synopsis of your play.
Right. So I stumbled upon this script. It's written by Gail Lowe, who is a playwright in Britain. Mm-hmm. So the story happened in England, and it's actually sort of derived from the actual notes of a psychiatrist. It tells the story of a family. It's a family drama, basically. Mm-hmm. But the story is told from the perspective of 3 characters: the mother, the daughter, and her twin sister. Okay. Although it's called The Good Dad, the good dad doesn't really get to speak. It's not his story, but it's what the good dad does in the family. So it's all about family secrets. It does speak about abuse in the family. So it sort of explores the psychological effect of abuse in the family system.
Yeah. Which is a very, very contentious and very worrying topic in our country. We've got our 16 days of activism campaign that happens, through November and December. Did you base some of the story upon that campaign and what our country is going through?
Yes. So what we did, and that's how I actually stumbled across the story, because I was looking for something that speaks about gender-based violence. That's something that's really close to my heart, and I feel we really need to start speaking out about it. And I really wanted to try and break the silence even more. Mm-hmm. So what we've done then, because it's an English or a British story, that's why we translated it into Afrikaans first. So we translated it into Afrikaans and set it into a South African setting, which makes it very much more relatable to our communities. And it's not just, specific to one's community. I think it's across the board. It can be all socioeconomic sectors in our country and communities. And now we've taken it back into English, but keeping the South African context of the story.
So when you do a production, although you're the only person on set, do you have a team that assists you? Do you have some backup that you can rely on?
Yeah, well, I have a very great team. My director has been very supportive, always helping me with rehearsals and, developing the characters even more and more and more as we've been doing the play. Mm-hmm. I've got a brilliant stage manager, Lisa. Okay. She's also a lighting technician, and she does an incredible job with lighting. So it is quite a small group because it's just me on stage, right. Basically my director and my stage manager and lighting. But I think I've also got people who help me with marketing. Nice. And now doing it at the Baxter, they've just been so supportive and helpful, and really they've been wonderful. And for this run, actually, I've partnered with a help organization called Matla Abana, okay. A Voice Against Child Abuse. Okay. And they're a help organization who helps minimize the secondary abuse when children do report abuse.
Wow.
They've reached more than 30,000 children in South Africa, helping them. They've got reporting centers at police stations. Yeah. So a portion from all ticket sales for this run will be donated to Matla Abana as well.
Well done. I like that. I think that's an amazing idea. That's just a drop in the ocean. In terms of what this amazing organization does. But the funding and the help would really assist them to do more as well. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for, spreading the word so that our communities can be rid of some of the violence that has plagued us for so many decades. So well done to you. For the play itself, if we can reiterate those dates, and also how long is the play? How is the duration? Excuse me?
65.
65 minutes. Wow. So
and it goes very quickly.
But I'm sure you must lose a lot of calories during a production like this. Because it's mental and physical as well.
Yeah, I do. It's so rewarding.
Yeah. Well, we've got the lovely vegetarian restaurant downstairs at the Baxter. You can just build up on those calories when you finish your production.
That's right. And actually, this production will run at the Masambe Theatre at the Baxter. So it is the small theatre at the bottom. It's a 60-seater, very small, intimate, lovely theatre, which works well for a one-person show.
Fantastic. Erika, thanks very much. How do people get hold of tickets if they'd like to come and have a look at your play?
Right, so the best thing is just to go onto web tickets and look for The Good Dad, Die Goeie Pa, and you will be able to book there. So just to reiterate, from the 13th to the 18th of Feb is The Good Dad. And I just want to mention that on the 17th of Feb, the matinee, I will have a sign language interpreter with me on stage.
Very nice.
So we're doing a performance for our deaf community as well. And on the 18th on the matinee, we also have a panel discussion after the show with experts in their field. So we have a forensic social worker, a forensic doctor, and we will have somebody from the Family Violence Child Protection Unit as well for people to answer questions. And then the next week, from the 20th to the 24th, is the Afrikaans, Die Goeie Pa, with another panel discussion on the Saturday matinee.
Well done. Well done. Well done. We're looking forward to thank you so much for affording us your time. Have a lovely evening. Have a better weekend because it's your birthday weekend. And we look forward to hearing so much from you in the near future, all your wonderful projects that you would like to have us talk about here on Hilaal Live. How do our audience get hold of you, Erika? If they'd like to maybe network with yourself, are you on socials? What's the best way to do that?
Yes, so my production company is called Unlikely Productions.
Okay.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Unlikely Productions, and on Instagram, it's _Unlikely Productions Theatre _ and there you'll be able to follow productions.
Erika Marais, the play called The Good Pa or The Good Dad, Goeie Pa of The Good Dad. Thanks very much for chatting to us. Have a great evening. Goodbye.
So much, Lukman. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. There we go. If you want to plan something for next week, do go and check out this amazing theatre production at the Baxter Theatre, The Good Dad or The Goeie Pa, and touches on very sensitive issues that's plaguing our communities. Right, after the break, we continue with our regular Friday update. It's the Sports Desk with Firoz Sheikh. Do tune in after the break. Thanks for watching us on Hilaal Live.